Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of Cashball Week 7. And sound the alarms because I'm on a heater. Your boy's on a hot streak. I went 3-0 in college last week, 2-1 for the pros, making me 9-9 for college on the year, 8-10 for NFL. Just getting started. I'm feeling good. Let's ride this momentum. Let's talk about last week's picks. There's a lot to love. If you remember, I broke it back down to small ball. We got back to our roots. Bama -4.5. Absolutely blew the doors off of Georgia. Mac Jones dominated. Nick Saban, Little Saint Nick, rose from the dead at the 11th hour. Came back to the field just in the nick of time and coached his team to victory in that ridiculous see-through Victoria's Secret mask that he has on his face. Nicky Saban, undefeated against his former assistant coaches, set the tone for the whole SEC and dominated Georgia. Bama -4.5, cha-ching. Now on to BYU in Houston. BYU -3. The Mormon Manziel easily covered as BYU is looking to make a run for the national championship. Going to ride BYU a little bit more this season. And the last one for college was NC State Wolfpack -4.5 versus Duke. Little Tobacco Road rivalry. NC State is just a gritty team, a bunch of junkyard dogs. They pulled it out. I continue to be on the right side of Duke and Chase Bryce. I'm going to try to continue that as well. Knock on wood. Let's go to pros. Steelers -3 versus the Browns. Baker Mayfield is officially done. It's Case Keenum's team now. Big Ben is feeling good. Titans -3 versus the Texans. D. Henry pretty much put the team on his back. Somehow got the game to overtime and won. Titans -3, cha-ching. And now to my last pick, which did not hit. Freaking Andy Dalton, Red Rifle, and the Cowboys could not cover. You got their asses handed to them by Kyler Murray. Can't win them all, but 5-6 for the last weekend. Show me the money. Now on to the uniform watch for this week. We got a full slate of uniforms this week, starting with my very own Fresno State Bulldogs. It's a pretty fragile time for me. I don't exactly know what to think. Fresno State has been Nike forever, and this year they decided to switch to Adidas, I think for financial reasons. Pretty much just freaking shot to the chest, stab to the heart. They're rolling out with the brand new Adidas unis tomorrow, Saturday. I'm excited to see. What they look like. I'm also kind of scared. UCF is busting out their annual space unis, which are pretty cool. Keep an eye out for that. South Florida is coming out with their soflo South Florida neon unis, trying to capture the Miami nightlife a little bit. That looks to be pretty cool. Shout out Willie Taggart. And the one we're all waiting for is UT Texas Longhorns coming out with a throwback all whites, honoring the 1970 national champion Longhorn team. Very excited to see this. I love when Texas goes all whites. One of the classics of college football. Keep an eye out. Now on to the strength conditioning coach spotlight. This week's spotlight is Mike Sirignano. Mike started his career at Bridgewater State in Massachusetts, playing football and becoming an All-American for the D3 school. He had brief stints as a strength conditioning coach at Elon, Rhode Island, South Carolina, and most recently App State. And then he eventually followed Scott Satterwhite from Appalachian State to his position he currently holds at Louisville, strength and conditioning coach ever since 2018. Coach Sirignano is one of your classic bald guys with the chin strap, goatee, no nonsense. He's going to show you some tough love, but at the end of the day, you know that he cares for you. Let's take a look at Coach Mike Sirignano.
The kids or our players are able to compete against each other, whether it be in the weight room, socially, in the indoor running. But really when the whole thing all comes together is at the end when the academic comes out. We're always finding ways to put them in a situation where they're going to win or lose. Winners win, so we want them to learn how to win at everything they do. I learned at a very young age that competition always brought the best Mike Sirignano out in them. If I'm competing, I'm giving my best ever, so I'm putting my best foot forward. If you tell a kid he's going to win at something or lose at something, and be able to test his will against another man, especially in the realm of a football player, I think you get his best foot forward all the time versus just doing things to do things. We're a very simplistic program in all realms. We're going to be really, really good at simple stuff so we can play as fast and as physical as possible. What we do is really, really hard. If we're not having fun, we're going to be absolutely miserable. And I ask these guys to do extraordinary things every single day. The normal human can't do what these kids do on a day-to-day basis for the amount of time these guys do it, so we gotta have fun.
I'm the juice man, I bring it every day.
Whether that's cracking jokes or making yourself look silly on film or dancing, I think humor plays a great role in development, but also relationships. So I'm gonna coach the guys hard, my staff's gonna coach the guys hard, but then we're gonna crack jokes, we're gonna be humorful. Find the attributes in the players. You do that by learning who they are and how they go about their business, and then you create a platform for them and then teach them how to do things, and I think that's what's so special about our 10-strong leadership group.
Hey, family on three. 1, 2, 3.
Now on to next week's picks. We're going to start out with college, dipping back down into my Bulldogs. It's the opening weekend for Mountain West and Big Ten play. So very exciting weekend. First one up is going to be Fresno State -3 versus Hawaii. Fresno State's offense is going to catch the whole nation by surprise. Hawaii has to come in all the way from the island. No one likes traveling that far in the plane. I'm going to go Dogs -3. Next up is Oklahoma State -3 versus Iowa State. Oklahoma State has a lot of horsepower on offense, but Iowa State scares the shit out of me. Iowa State is like a junkyard car that has a bunch of weird spare parts but somehow works. They got Purdy at QB. They got a bunch of weapons. They got that running back, Breece Hall. I love rooting against Iowa State, but they scare the hell out of me. I'm rolling the dice on this one. The Mullet -3. Last pick for college. This is a huge game for the American Conference. I'm going Cincinnati +3 at SMU. SMU, a lot of firepower, but they had a couple of guys injured, including their team captain, Reggie Roberson. Cincinnati is going to absolutely dominate them on the ground. They have that QB Ritter, or Rittering, whatever his name is. He looks to be pretty athletic. SMU's defense isn't great. I like Luke Fickell a lot. Cincy +3. And on the NFL, we got the Lions +3 versus the Falcons in Mercedes-Benz Dome. The Lions are good. They're starting to click on offense. Falcons had their GM and their coach fired. I feel like they're still in disarray a little bit. I don't like to bet against Matty Ice, but this one's too easy. Lions +3. Next is going to be Niners at Patriots. Second time on the show, I'm going to dip into the unders, but this one, the Niners have a bunch of injuries. Patriots aren't looking great. I'm going to go under 44.5. And the last pick for NFL is going to be Steelers +1 versus the Titans. Steelers are on a roll right now, so are the Titans. It's a huge game. It comes down to Big Ben versus Tannehill. Big Ben's getting a lot of weapons back. Devin Bush is out, which isn't great. But Steelers have the best front seven in football, and they will shut out King Henry. I'm going Steelers +1. So that's it for my picks this week. Let's see how we do, and tune in next week to see if I continue this win streak. Peace.